Samuel Gill for Riders Hub here with Leicester Riders Head Coach Rob Paternostro. How are you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Thoughts ahead of the season opener against Newcastle Eagles. What are your thoughts going into that?
Yeah, excited about it. I think all of us here, with the disruptions that we've had last season, the disruptions that we had this season, to be able to point towards the game and prepare and look forward to it, it's been awesome. I know the group is excited to finally play an official game.
Since speaking to you, of course, you had that 14-day isolation before I spoke to you. Practice since then, how's it been getting back into the swing of things?
It's been a challenge, yeah. I think that having 14 days out, having some guys that didn't feel too well during those 14 days, we had to be cautious. I think our strength and conditioning coach, Jordan, did a good job with the guys while they were in isolation. That's helped. But yeah, we're trying to get our rhythm back, and like I said last week, it's almost still like pre-season for us. But again, we're going to be cautious and make sure everybody's healthy and going to be able to play as many minutes as possible.
A brilliant pre-season friendly victory against Cheshire against the weekend. What were your thoughts on that? Of course, it isn't proper action, but it was a dominant display with Corey Johnson in particular impressive.
Yeah, I thought that offensively, Corey had a really nice night. He did a lot of nice things defensively too. As a group, I thought we really dominated on the defensive end.
Yeah.
First half, they shot 18%. We only allowed 18 points in the first half, 20 points, sorry, in the first half. So yeah, we showed our potential. Still a long way to go. I thought that our conditioning wasn't fully where I wanted it to be, but it had improved in the last week, which is positive to see.
Were you glad to get that friendly in then, considering of course you had that 14 days and you haven't, compared to previous seasons, you haven't really had that time on the floor as much?
Yeah, I thought that friendly was vital for us. I thought it was so important that we got game action. We wish we could have had more before it counts, but this is the way the season is. But yeah, that was very important. I think what we found since we've been back from practice from that game, is that the guys are certainly feeling more comfortable with each other. That game really helped with that.
Bringing in quite a number of new players alongside previous standing players. How are the new players gelling with the old players?
Great.
So far?
Yeah, I mean, I think that so far the group has really come together well. We lost Raheem May-Thompson to an injury. He was part of the group, so we're only down to really 8 players at the moment, senior players. Some of our academy have had to step up a little bit, but I think that with those 8 guys, they've really done a good job of getting together and having a nice team camaraderie.
How's Raheem getting on there? How long do you expect him to be out potentially?
Still waiting on more details.
Yeah.
But I would say it's going to be a while. Whenever you have an injury like he had, it's going to be a long time. So I think that we want to get more details on it, but I don't think you'll see him for quite a while.
Just before you played over the weekend, of course, Newcastle beat London as well. What did you make of that victory, looking back on it and going ahead into this weekend against Newcastle?
It was a good game, exciting game. They made that 3 to send it into overtime. Looked like London had it, but Newcastle never gave up. Yeah, Newcastle, good team. I think you look at it, they have number 44 back, Fletcher. He's been awesome for them for so many years, and even in game 1, you can see the quality that he has. They brought in some new players to go along with Fletcher and Defoe. So yeah, it's always a real good team. Always a fun game to be a part of, and especially on opening night for us to play against the Eagles. It should be really exciting.
Thoughts on starting with the BBL Cup then instead of the Championship? What do you make about going straight into Cup action instead of League action and the rigours that can throw?
Yeah, I mean, it's different. I think last year was different.
Yeah.
When you looked back at it last year, when we ended in March because of the coronavirus, London and Glasgow were 2 of the teams at the top of the table. And when you look back at the BBL Cup, they got knocked out before we even went to the group stages. So I think some teams will look at this Cup competition as a way to evaluate your team, see where you're at before the league. So yeah, it's different, but I think that right now it doesn't matter what type of game it is, Cup, Trophy, League, whatever it is, we'll welcome and we'll look forward to playing it.
Do you expect a different complexion then this season compared to last time out in terms of the teams that will potentially be at the top going forward in the Cup and the Championship, with of course coronavirus playing a big part in that?
It's too early to tell. We haven't seen enough of the teams yet, so I think that usually it'll take a few rounds of games or so to get a real feel for it. So we're not too sure. I think that when you look at some of the teams that we've seen on video so far, the talent looks there. The league has brought in more Americans this year.
Yeah.
The rule is you can have 4 now, and I think some of the teams really benefited from that.
Quick general question to end it off. Who will be captain this season going into this weekend, of course, with Andy Thompson retiring?
Well, Darian Nelson-Henry certainly stepped up in that department. He was captain for us last game.
Yep.
I think he will be this weekend. He's been fantastic, on the court, but off the court with the guys, especially the new guys settling in. He's done a really good job.
Is that going to be a game-by-game thing then, or is it going to be for the full season with Nelson-Henry?
Right now we look at it as Darian is our captain.
Okay.
And we'll go from there. He's earned that.
Thank you very much for your time, Rob.